And to Nigeria now, where Africa's richest man, Aliko Dangote, has said that African countries will not need to import fertilizer in 3 years' time. He says plans are underway to expand his fertilizer plant outside Nigeria to meet this demand. Mr. Dangote was speaking in the just concluded annual meetings by the Afrexim Bank that were held in the capital Abuja. Well, many African countries rely on fertilizers from Russia and China, but both the COVID-19 pandemic and Russia-Ukraine war have affected the global supply chain of fertilizer. This led to a surge of prices in the commodity and shortage in many countries here on the continent. Well, the continent of Africa currently, or African countries currently import over 6 million metric tons of fertilizer every year as it struggles to produce enough food in often challenging growing conditions. With Dangote Fertilizer gearing up to be the largest producer of urea, which is one of the most widely used fertilizers globally, could this be the solution for farmers to be self-sufficient? Well, let's explore this further. We're now joined by the BBC's Yusuf Akinpelu to tell us more. Yusuf, thanks so much for your time on this. Some ambition there by Aliko Dangote. Tell us more about this plan to expand his fertilizer, business, so to speak.
Yes, hi, Waiga. Good to be here with you. It's once again one of the ambitious projects by Dangote. He said it's one that he intends to launch in the next 40 months. And then he said it will benefit a lot of domestic production, which would also help reduce reliance on exportation of fertilizer from abroad, and then also ensure that Africa is self-reliant in terms of fertilizer production. And this is part of a larger plan to hasten economic transformation on the continent. And it also said that it would greatly increase production capacity for not just agricultural use, but also industrial use of these products. And so far, we've also heard from different stakeholders who are also saying they have the buy-in of the project. Like, for instance, the Nigeria exchange group, which is like the stock exchange market of Nigeria, they already are saying that because Nigeria alone was able to deploy more than 2 trillion naira into the banking sector last year, they said with this Dangote fertilizer company expanding, it will be one that will also bring lots of inject funds into the Nigerian market. And they say they're very much interested.
Very briefly, if you can, I imagine there are challenges to achieving this. Is this possible? What are some of the experts you've spoken to said? Very briefly.
Well, Dangote is one that has shown that he has the will to get this achieved, and he's somebody who has achieved something of sorts, and that's like his Dangote refinery, which is the biggest in Africa. But then they're also saying that there are a lot of bottlenecks that he will need to achieve because, for instance, there are a lot of infrastructural deficits on the continent, like power, and also roads and a couple of other things that are needed to be sorted for this to hit the grid. So those are some of the challenges he might be facing, particularly because on the continent, there are a couple of countries also facing political instability. For such an ambitious project, it would require him getting it sorted before it can hit the grid. And that's why many people are looking forward to it.
We're going to have to leave it there. Yusuf Akinpelu, thank you so much for your time and for joining us on the program. And remember, you can